So sorry, so sorry. I think my microphone was actually mute at some point. But if you can hear me now, please can you just confirm to me in the comment section that you can actually hear me, so that I know I am audible enough. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for actually bringing that to my notice, Jane. So thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to give special shout out to those that are joining us from different part of the world. I can see a lot of people here already. Special shout out to also, I think, Tyler, Small, and Francisca. They joined quite early when the section just before the section started. So thank you very much for that. I want to also introduce myself again for those that might be meeting me for the first time. My name is Johanna Ayuba. I'm a lead trainer with Impactor. Also with me here is Jane Francis. Jane Francis is my moderator for today. She's in the comment section trying to also welcome everyone. So please, if you know you have some people that are not supposed to be here and not here, please you can just send them a reminder and tell them that we are actually live. And I'm also at the back end of this broadcast. I have Chidema. Chidema is my broadcaster for today. Chidema is going to be broadcasting this section for me as well. So you won't be seeing her actually. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Today, we are also going to be looking at an amazing topic. So a powerful topic that is going to also add so much value to ourselves, to also our business. The topic we are having in front of us today is implement Google Workspace across your business, right? Implement Google Workspace. We're going to understand what is even Google Workspace in the first place. A lot of us have actually used or leveraged on Google Workspace one way or the other. So please, if you are joining us on this call, do well to just drop an introduction in the comment section. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from as well. So I can see Jolene Burns joining us. Thank you very much, Jolene. I can see Nabuntu. Um, joining us as well. I can see Valentine Onchiri joining us from Kenya. Thank you very much, Valentine. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you all for joining us. Then I want to give special shout out to Leading Women Africa, that is the person of Madeline, for going all out to see she actually organized this section, right? So thank you very much, everyone. So please, if you have not introduced yourself, tell us right there in the comment section so that we'll do well to also acknowledge you. So I think this is it for the ones I can see. So please, if you are joining us still, you can do well to do that introduction. So today, like I earlier said, we are going to be looking at how to implement Google Workspace across our business, because Google Workspace is actually a special package. It's a set of tools that we can leverage on to actually boost or increase productivity, increase efficiency, increase communication across our businesses. Not just businesses, even across our personal life, in our organization where we work. All those tools have can be used to bring efficiency in the workspace. So the agenda for today, we are going to be looking at three outlines. First, we are going to see or discover what Google Workspace is, what is it, and what are the things involved in Google Workspace. Secondly, we are going to see how to boost communication across your business, right? Leveraging on a lot of tools available on how you can use that. Then last but not the least, we are going to see how we can leverage tools to increase collaboration. One is communication, and the second most important part of business is also collaboration, right? So we're going to see how to leverage on some of these tools to increase collaboration across our business, across our staffs, across our customers. Okay, so I can see Josie Kim joining us as well. So Josie, welcome and good morning as well. So thank you very much for joining. So please, if you have not introduced yourself, kindly do that in the comment section, and we'll do well to acknowledge that. So before I continue, I think we have been making emphasis, or my colleague have also been making emphasis on this particular opportunity called the Google Hustle Academy. It's actually a free bootcamp made available from Google if you want to learn in-depth practical guide on how to do a lot of business processes, learn serious digital marketing, learn serious business development, learn serious about your finance, learn so much about pitch and all of that. Please, you can do well to sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. It's actually a free one. So if you own a small business and you want to scale up, please, this is for you. So do well. The link will also be dropped in the comment section by Jane. All you need to do is sign up, and you receive an email notification anytime, because the cohort actually happens in batches, right? So if you want to join, feel free, please, because you are going to receive an in-depth masterclass training on a lot of business processes that involves marketing, finance, business pitch, and all of that. So please feel free to do that. You can also drop, or the link will also be dropped in the comment section. So Josie Kimsey, I'm joining you from Republic of Congo. So thank you very much for that. You're highly welcome. So first, we want to look at discovering Google Workspace. Let's look at, well, let's even understand in the first place what Google Workspace is, right? Um, Okay, Nabuntu say, how long do they take to reply? Okay, Nabuntu, like I earlier said, the Google Hustle Academy takes time. So, it comes in different cohorts and badges. So if they do not respond to you, is because they have not yet scheduled you to the cohort you begin. I think they are starting a new cohort next week. So notwithstanding, they will actually get to you as far as you register it. They will get to you the moment your badge is about going in for the training. So you don't have anything to worry about. As far as you have registered, just always look out for a mail from them, right? You surely receive that. So now, before we start, I want to know or hear from you who has actually currently used Google Workspace, or if you have an idea of Google Workspace, can you just tell me in the comment section? We just say yes or no. Have anyone ever used Google Workspace? Has anyone ever used or leverage on Google Workspace? Quite funny is I don't want to actually respond or define Google Workspace right now, because a lot of people might have even used Google Workspace. Okay, thank you very much for the honest reply, Nebontu. Thank you very much as well. So who else? How many of us have used Google Workspace? If so, and how? Let me see who have used Google Workspace. Let's see who is going to be the person to actually respond with a yes. So please, you can do well to acknowledge a yes or no in the comment section, right? So that we know we are actually together. We're actually in this together. Okay, I think I can only see Ubuntu. So please, if you want to respond, okay, now let's go to the part where I help in defining what Google Workspace is. What is Google Workspace? Google Workspace previously actually is being known as G Suite. A lot of people might have known it as G Suite before. It's a collection of cloud computing, you can say productivity, and even collaboration tools. Um, they are also softwares, product developed and marketed by Google. Now, what I want you to understand is the part where it tells you that is first a cloud computing in the sense that its data is saved in the cloud. Productivity, it helps in increasing productivity across teams, across businesses, and all of that. Then collaboration as well, it helps in increasing collaboration and networking with your team members. Then it's actually a software, yes, being developed by Google itself, and they are being marketed by Google. So that is one of the most important things you need to leverage on. Now, which tools are available? Now, these are the collection of what we call the G Suite before, or you can now call them Google Workspace. So please, I want to do a simple exercise. How many of these icons can you easily identify? If you see any of these icons that you know, please can you just type it in the chat section for me? Like, I know a lot of people will be able to identify some of these icons. So just tell me the, excuse me, sorry, just tell me the name in the chat section. So if you can easily identify any of these icons, just out list the name for me. Let's see how many people can identify as much as they are here, right? So just tell me, just respond in the chat section. Just tell me how many icons you can recognize or identify from this list I have. Okay, Nebuntu say Gmail, calendar, Google Drive. Thank you very much for that, Nebuntu. Thank you very much for that. That's amazing. So let's see who can recognize again. If you can recognize everything, you can do well to also tell me. Okay, I think I have Little Women Africa saying Google Mail, calendar, videos, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. That is amazing. Thank you very much for that. So, okay, Simon say Google Sheet. Yes, that is great. Thank you very much for that response. So let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's see who takes the highest number from the icons. So you can keep responding as far as you keep recognizing any of them. Please keep responding. Keep responding. Okay, I can see console. Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you. Let's see who. Thank you very much for all those amazing responses. I think we did quite great. Okay, Nobuntu say chat. Of course, thank you very much for that. We did amazingly well. We did well. Google email. Thank you very much, Assumpta. Thank you very much for that. So I think we have quite a list here. From the top, I can see Google Gmail, Calendar, Google Drive, Google Meet, Google Doc, Google Sheets, Google slides, we have the Google Forms, we have the Google Keep, we have the Jamboard, a lot of it. So thank you very much, everyone. We actually did amazing in identifying them, right? So those are actually great. So now let's look at what are the core functionalities of Google Workspace. Number one, Google Workspace helps us in creating documents and presentation, right? It helps us in creating documents and presentation. It helps us in recording, analyzing, and presenting data. So now when you talk of document, you are talking of the PowerPoint, the Google Docs, the Google Microsoft, the Microsoft we usually use to type documents. The same thing, that is what we mean by documents. We call it the Google Docs. And presentation, that is the Google slide, right? So Google Workspace helps us in creating those documents and also those presentation. And for those that deals with a lot of data, it helps us in recording, analyzing, and also presenting our data in form of an Excel sheet and all of that. Then it helps us to brainstorm ideas, manage project, and store files. So when you're talking of brainstorming ideas, you are talking of things like Google Doc, Google Keep. We are talking of storing files. You are talking of things like Google Drives. Then it helps us in communicating globally. That is where we talk of the Google Meet and all the likes. So all these are actually key functionalities of Google Workspace. It helps us in creating those documents and presentation. We get to also leverage on it to analyze a presentation because we have the Google Sheet, right? So Google Sheet is more like your Excel sheet where you get to collect a lot of data and get to analyze them. Then it helps us to brainstorm ideas where you can work on Google Jamboard or even on Google Keep to manage those ideas and all of that. Then storing of files, we are talking about the Google Drive. Then communicating globally, we are actually talking about things like Google Meet that helps us to schedule meetings and get to see each other. So now, talking about creating document and presentation, Google Docs is one of the most unique application or software or platform for you to actually create your document and presentation. Right? For presentation, you have the Google slide. And now let me tell you one unique benefit of this as against other applications, right? So this kind of document or this Google document are actually, if you remember when I was defining Google Workspace, they are cloud computing. So their storage, everything you do, they are actually stored in the cloud. So they are not stored locally on your devices. All you need to do is type on them and you get access to them anywhere you are, whether you are with your device or not, right? So when you are leveraging on Google Docs or Google Slide, all the activities that you'll be doing on this document are not saved on your local device, they are saved on the cloud. So which means whether you are with your local device or not, you can get access to them using any other device as far as you have the right login details. Then secondly, most important thing is it helps in collaborating, right? You get to collaborate with other team members in real time by sharing the file or the document to them, and you all can work on the same document on this at the same time. So all this, and you can also have the privilege of giving access level to people of on the document. You can give somebody only viewers only access. You can give someone editors access, you can actually give someone commenters access. Depends on what you are working on. So all these are the amazing features that comes with it. When we now talk about recording, analyzing, and presenting data, how do you even tend to record those data? A lot of us record data via surveys, so we design forms and send it out. So Google Forms helps us in getting those information while you use Google Sheet in analyzing and presenting those data. So all these are actually business tools that are there for us to use for free. So you don't get to even pay any amount of money for them. They are actually made available from Google for you to leverage on. So when you want to record, analyze data, Google Forms and Google Sheet are the best tools for you to use at that particular moment. Then, what are the benefits brought by Google Workspace? The first important benefit, it helps us in increasing collaboration, right? You get to work with different people from different locations at the same time without having to be with each other physically. So it helps and gives us ease of collaboration. Then, secondly, it helps us in improved communication. Thirdly, it gives us smart working environment. Then last but not the least, which is most important again, it enhanced security. Security in the sense that it is actually a cloud-based storage. So a lot of your files are highly secured, except you lose access to your login details, which is very, very important to keep that in mind. So you don't get easily corrupted, or your files don't get easily hacked because they have enhanced security at that particular moment. So now, when you talk of increased collaboration, Google Workspace stores your information in the cloud in the first place. It enables you to share this document and files with ease, even with your mobile phone, whether you are traveling, you're on the go. You get to track changes, comment with ideas, and work with colleagues across projects. Now, track changes in the sense that there is more a future, more like a version control system. When somebody make any change on that particular document, you can be able to see what change was made, and if that change is not good for the project, you can actually reverse that particular document or that particular file to where it was before that change was made. So that is how easy it is. So you get to work with colleagues on project and ideas, and you get to also track those changes as well. Now, when you are talking about improved communication, you get to harness the key tools to maintain and improve levels of communication across your business. Tools like email, where you get to send email notification, email invite, email inquiry to people. We have the Google Meet that helps us in holding high level video conferencing, Google Current, and also Google Chat, right? So all these are more like communication tools that you can easily adopt in your business and leverage on it to improve communication across your team members. So it's very, very important you also take note of this. And like I said, there are tools that you can easily jump on and work with because they are mostly free. Now, working smart has to do with collecting, analyzing, and turning data into insight, streamlining your workflows and processes, store and manage files, communicate and collaborate via one central system. Now, Google Workspace is like an entire building with different rooms that have solution to different business problems, right? So having all in one solution to your business processes is what we mean by working smart, right? So you get to do everything on the same platform at once. You get to network with people, you get to communicate, you get to collaborate, you get to analyze, you get to collect, and all of that. So all this helps you in working smarter, not when you are using this particular platform to communicate, then you are using another platform to send information to your client or your customers. You are using different platform to do all of that. So working smart is you having access to all of these tools, all of these files in the same place at the same time. So that is what working smart looks like. Now, securely store your files and data. So you can store your documents, files, and data on cloud via Google Drive. So it gives you level of admin access to set up password and even to authentication process to protect your business from security threat, right? So most of these things are highly secured in the cloud. So hardly does people or do hackers have access to any of these documents. So, and it's very important you also set up two-factor authentication, two-step authentication to protect your data. And remember, never in any way lose or forget your password or your login details, because you might end up losing the whole of this file through none being able to verify yourself. Not that you are being hacked, but Google will not give you access to them unless you can verify your identity on the platform. So let's see steps to creating your Google Workspace account. So the first step is actually going to workspace.google.com/signup/business starter. So I think Jane will also drop the link to that in the chat section. So that is your first step if you want to create a Google Workspace account for your business. Then secondly, input your business name is very, very important because your Google Workspace is more like your house or building that would be identified by your business name. So when you put your business name, you add your contact details as well. So adding your contact details is more like information about yourself, your address, your phone number, your email address. Choose a domain name. Choosing domain name is very, very important because your email will actually take the domain name of your business. So let's take, for instance, you are running fashion company and my domain name is www.fashion.com. I will have to now probably create official emails from that. So my email will be more like johanna@fashion.com, jane@fashion.com. So that is why it's very important to choose a domain name that is unique to your business name. Then step 5, update your business address is also very, very important. Step 6, set up your login details because that is what you use to have access to the platform in the first place. So it's very, very important you do that. Then how do you get set up on this Google Workspace? Remember, you create your business email. It's very important, just the way I illustrated for you. You have maybe johanna@fashion.com. If fashion.com is your domain name. So just the way Leading Women for Africa has their own domain name. So you will now see things like info@Leading Women for Africa or meddling@Leading Women for Africa as their business email. Then you get to add team members and users as well on the platform because you're creating a whole platform for your business and all the people that are involved should also be added to that platform. Then you can migrate your data and import files from everywhere they are scattered so that you have them all in one, right? We remember we talked about working smartly. So you have all your files, your document being managed under one platform. Now, I'll be pausing here for question as regards to understanding what Google Workspace is and knowing what we can actually use it for. So please, if you have question, you can do well to ask in the comment section as well. So thank you very much. Nabon to say presentation is full. Is it possible to? Yes, you can actually try that out. There's these three dotted icons on Google on YouTube. You can click on it, and I think there's an option for visualization or all of that. So you can change the visualization to a HD kind of, is it 360 kind of format and all of that. So it will be more clearer for you. Thank you very much for that. So please, if you have question, okay, as sometimes say, oh my God, everywhere they I know skit even alone. This is serious. Okay, yeah, actually, you need to actually ensure that your your access are actually very secure so that you also have access to them anytime you want to. So please, if you have question, you can do well to drop them in the chat section so that I get to see and respond to them as well. But for those that if you clearly understand or get clarity on what I did in the first agenda, you can just drop a yes for me in the comment section. So you can drop a yes for me in the comment section so I see. So just drop a yes for me in the comment section and do well to respond to that. Let's see who will drop a yes first. So you can do well to drop a yes for me in the comment section while we also look at the second agenda. Okay, thank you very much, Leading Women of Africa. Thank you very much for that response. So I think we'll also proceed to the second agenda for today, which we are going to look at how to boost communication across your business. Boosting communication across your business is what we are going to be looking at next. So now, before I go or before I proceed, which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost communication? I did mention some of these tools. I did outline tools and I talked about communication. So if you have actually been following me, can you kindly just tell me which tool can you use to boost communication from Google Workspace tools. So let me see who is going to actually win this one for me. Let's see who is going to win this one for me. Which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost communication? I can remember I did mention some tools that helps in boosting communication. So let's see if you can remember any at all. So who can remember any tools among the ones I did mention that helps in boosting communication? I want to see responses. I want to see responses. I want to speak. Okay, thank you very much, Joyce Sampson. Thank you very much for that. So let me see who can remember which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost communication. Which tool exactly? Which tool? Which tool? Which tools? Nobody yet. I did mention some tools. Ladies, let's remember I did mention some tools. Okay. Uh, okay, let me just go straight to help you in remembering. So I did mention this. So these are key communication tools that actually helps us to boost communication, right? Number one is Google Gmail. Then we have the Google Meets for video conferences as well. We have the Current and Google Chat as well. All these are tools that we can leverage on to boost communications, to be able to network with our staffs, our co-workers and all of that. So they are all available for us to leverage on in boosting communication. Now, when we talk about the Google Gmail, well, it helps us to communicate globally with ease using Google free email tool, which is Gmail. You get to send files, create even groups and mailing lists, access the integrated calendar in order to stay connected and up to date, right? So this Gmail alone has an amazing features that helps us to communicate globally. Especially, you can also attach files, attach documents, and also you can integrate it with your calendar so that you get connected and always be up to date. Then we talk about the Google Meet. Google Meet is actually keeping your team connected with enterprise grade level video conferencing built on Google robust and secure global infrastructure. Meet is included within the Google Workspace, and you can actually leverage on it to communicate. You get to even see your co-workers, your customers, your colleagues in live video where you get to interact. A lot of companies now adopt this method of meeting, and you even get to hold different kind of fun activities via the platform, right? So Google Meet helps you in achieving most of that. So it's also a communication tool. Then we talked about the Google Current, engage with your employers, foster more meaningful conversation, and stay connected. So you work towards a common goal, build community, and ensure employees can communicate their ideas and receive instant feedback. So more like an a mini blog page where everybody comes to drop the idea, communicate via those particular platforms, and you get to also receive instant feedback from people. Then when you're talking about the Google Chat is just a direct messaging conversation where you communicate with. So just more like having the WhatsApp, the Telegram group and all of that. So that is what Google Chat helps. So all these are actually professional platforms in which you can actually tell your employees, say these are actually going to be our next mode of communication. Let's leverage on Google Chat so that we can take it off from other distractive applications like being on WhatsApp, being on Instagram, being on all of that. So you can leverage on it alone for your business so that you know when employees are chatting on that platform, they don't get distracted, or when you are communicating with them, they don't get distracted. So now, top tips to maximize your communication. As always learn to recreate in-person communication. If you want to maximize your communication, recreate in-person communication, stay organized is actually very important. So I'm going to follow through to explain most of those things. Then create team mailing list is also very, very important. Then set up project or team groups. So let's see each of them what they do mean, right? So what do I mean by create in-person communication? You can schedule regular team calls and check-ins via Google Meet and Hangout just to see how the team are doing. Even though you are working from far places, you are working from remote locations, doesn't mean you cannot always communicate and get to see each other's faces, right? Connect with colleagues and teams across the globe, then get to brainstorm on ideas, work on team projects, and also hold virtual meetings is very, very important. It gives this sense of belonging to know that you're actually working with a team. Then join from mobile and desktop devices as well. This gives you access or leverage to actually use your device. If you don't have a laptop, you can actually use your laptop as well to join any of these platforms to connect with people. Now, what do we mean by staying organized? So, staying organized has to be with more like assigning tasks, scheduling tasks, and holding yourself accountable for task delivery, timeline, and deadlines, and all of that. So, Google Calendar helps you to improve communication across them. So, you get to create or track meetings, training section, vacations. It helps you in ensuring that you track all your activities, deadlines, and all of that, in ensuring that all these are actually being documented on your calendar so that you can easily know what are your activities for the day, for the week, and any new activities you have to cross check with your calendar if you will be available to take on that. Then create team mailing lists is actually very important, especially when you are in a large organization that has a lot of people from different departments, a lot of people from all of that. So you can create a Google group email list where maybe you can say this belongs to marketing team, this list is for account team, this list is for product team, so that you can be sending status updates, share resources, and increase visibility and foster community across your team. Now, when you have resources that is only basically meant for accounting team, you can just do well to directly to send it to their group without having to sending it to everybody on a general message, right? So it's very, very important you learn to create a mailing list. Then last but not the least, on based on the tips, set up project or team rooms. It's very important. One of the most important thing about Google Meet is you can actually be on a general call with more than 20 people. And in between the call, maybe you're having a brainstorming sections, you want to share project ideas, you can actually have a breakout rooms, right on the platform where you get to divide yourself into separate rooms. When you are done the um, brainstorming, editing, and all of that, you can come back to the general room and continue the meeting. So I'm going to be pausing here for question. Please, if you have question, by all means, you can do well to drop it in the chat section. So please, if you have question, I would love to take some of these questions. Please let's not be quiet. There are no wrong questions. There are actually no wrong answers. Remember, we are all learning, right? So please, you can do well to drop your questions if you have, so that we take them. Still waiting for those questions if we have any, please. Okay, Nabuntu say is clear. Thank you very much. Please, if everyone agree with her, if you are also clear, you can just do well to respond with a yes for me in the comment section. Thank you very much for that, Nabuntu. Nubantu, yeah. So sorry if I'm actually pronouncing the name right, and I kind of enjoy calling it. Francisca say, is there going to be a follow-up? I don't know when you mean follow-up. What do you mean? Yeah, we are going to have a follow-up. We have a mentorship section and all of that. So we also have some master classes coming in as well. Okay, Simon say yes. Thank you very much for that. Somehow different from what we are talking about, but crossed my mind. Okay, Assumpta, thank you very much for that. Yeah, is there unpaid for business? Well, you can use them individually. I think they're actually free. The Google Meets, you can use them individually, Google Sheet, Google Doc, and all of that. Just that you have limitation to the amount of storage you have been allocated on the free version, right? So you have more like 15 gigabyte of storage across all the platforms. So ensure that you don't mm, pass that limitation. Yes, I understand Assumpta. Yes, yes. So now we can actually go to the last agenda for today, which is leveraging on tools to increase collaboration. So we talked about we get to discover what Google My Business is and what are the key features of Google My Business, what are the tools that Google My Business have. So we did mention a few. We also, is it okay, safe to purchase a domain name from Google Workspace? Exactly. If it is available, it's actually safe and okay to do that, Josie Kim. Thank you very much for that question. You can do that as well. Or if you have a trusted domain reseller companies, you can actually purchase it directly from there and also get to add it on your Google Workspace. So it's actually safe. Yeah, the most secure I can know for now. So you can do that as well. So I think the second agenda we did well to talk about, look at communication across the Google Workspace. Now we are going to see how to leverage some tools to increase collaboration, right? We are going to look at. So before we start, which tools can you use on Google Workspace to increase? So remember, we did actually outline all the tools and I kind of break it down differently on. Okay, I have question. How do you increase your Google storage when you can't purchase more space? You can actually purchase more space, just like my Gmail of recently. I've been receiving notification that I'm almost 99% storage full. So I have to actually pay for extra space either per month or per year. Maybe I can add additional 50 gig to my storage. So you can actually increase. You can, the moment you are getting to that point where your storage is full, Google will notify you immediately. Yeah, Google will definitely notify you via email that you're actually getting to your storage limitation. So I want to ask this question: which tools can you use in Google Workspace to increase collaboration? I know I remember I did mention some tools. So please, if you can remember them, you can do well to actually drop it for me in the chat section. What or which of those tools can you remember that helps in increasing collaboration? Let me see who is going to respond to me, who is going to be my first responder. So I did mention it seems maybe some people did forget or didn't take note. I kind of also explained them in the first agenda. So I'm going to see who will actually remember. So collaboration across your project and across teams. Okay. Assumpta is not quite sure. She just wants to shoot, try her luck. Thank you very much for that confidence, Assumpta. Thank you. You really did try, right? So we're going to see whether you are wrong or you are right. Okay, I have been trying to purchase, but I get a notice that it's not available in my country. Okay, Nubuntu. I think probably either the currency because Google of these days they love to or they don't accept payment in most of the countries in Africa. Rather, they go with general dollar payment. So I think maybe probably you can just share the error messages you are getting on the Telegram group. Then we get to look at it, right? So thank you very much for that. So, what does it mean to collaborate across project and across teams? Number one, brainstorm ideas. You get to brainstorm ideas when you're collaborating. You get to share working files with people. You get to make suggestions and tag colleagues as well. Then, most importantly, you can track changes. What has happened overboard across with this particular document? When we are asked to work or edit or make reports, has anybody make any changes and all of that? So all these are things that helps you in collaborating. So now these are the tools. I'm going to be listing them one after the other. We have the Jamboard. Jamboard helps you to share ideas and improve brainstorming. So it's more like a whiteboard where you get to sketch, where you get to put ideas together, and all these are actually stored in the cloud. So people can work from it on it from different locations. So you can have your team of 5 people working from home all can actually come on Google Jamboard and sketch out ideas, draft things, just like the way we do brainstorming section in the office where we have a whiteboard trying to put the dots, trying to direct the arrows and all of that. Likewise, you can do it on Google Jamboard as well. Then we have the Google Drive. You store files on the cloud, enable you to make store all your presentation, all your sheets, all your documents, and allows you to even give people access to them, right? You can invite people or share a link to those documents directly to them and all of that. So all this helps us in improving communication. Then when you are talking of making suggestions to and tagging colleagues, you can be working a Google Doc and you see a particular place that needs correction, you can quickly comment on it. That is the part of making suggestion. And even if maybe you are 5 or 10 working on the document, you can easily tag one of them to look at it and all of that. So that is how amazing it can be. You get to make suggestion and also tag your colleagues, right? So take note of that. It's an amazing opportunity and also a feature that comes with as short as say events too can increase collaboration, dear presenter. Of course, I agree. Yes, it helps you to set up project rooms. Exactly, I totally agree with you. As sometimes so much love the response you give, right? So I totally agree with you. Then you get to track changes. You can view, edit, meet on your document and files, even restrict access. Like remember, I said you can give access level to different people. You can either give them a commenter view, you can give them either an editor view or also just a viewer view, so that not everybody have the same access level, especially if they don't have any business in editing the document. So you don't need to give them all the access level. So, well, that was quite fast. So I want to also believe that we have a lot of questions for me. So please, I just love that the fact that the questions are coming in. And please don't forget that the attendance will also be dropped for you in the comment section. Jane will drop the attendance link for you. It's very, very important. I do emphasize on this to make sure that you fill in the attendance to ensure that you actually receive your certificate for this section and all of that. So ensure you fill the attendance when the attendance form is dropped. So please, if you have question, I know we talked about three different agendas. One, we learned how, or we actually discover what Google Workspace is, where we get to define Google Workspace, list out all the tools under Google Workspace, the Gmail, Google Sheet, Google Slide, Google Doc. Looked at the Jamboard, we look at Google Chat, Google Current, Google Forms, what again, right? So we did look at that. Then secondly, we actually went through to understand how to get set up on Google Workspace, where we share the link for you to get started. And when you get started, ensure you put your business name, business details, your domain name, your contact address, and then you create your login details, right? So those were the basic steps that involves you setting up your Google Workspace account. Then, last but not the least, I think we talked about improving communication and also improving collaboration, which we just finished. And we did listed out some tools that helps us in achieving communication across our team and also collaboration as well, where we see the features of having to work, comment, and tag people on the same document, having the power of giving people different access level on the document as well. All these are features we also need to have to take note of. So please, if you have any question as regards to any of these things we just discussed, please feel free to do that in the comment section. And don't forget, attendance link will also be dropped very soon or anytime soon by Jane. So ensure you fill out the attendance link with the correct details. The topic for today is implementing Google Workspace across your business. So don't forget to select the right topic so that your certificate will reflect on that exactly. So please, time for questions. Okay, thank you very much, Jane, for that. Jane has just dropped the attendance link. So please, you can do well to take note of that so that you get to fill that up at the end of the section. It's very, very important you do that. So please, if you have any question, feel free to ask. We're all here to learn so that you get to have confidence that you kind of know one thing or two about Google Workspace. So let's see who is having any question. Well, as I'm still waiting for that question, I also do well to also remind you about the Google Hustle Academy. For those that joined in late when I did make this announcement, please, there's an opportunity from Google. We call it the Google Hustle Academy. Is a bootcamp, a 1 week long bootcamp that gives you intense training and practical steps on how to go about managing your business, from marketing to finance, from finance to also business development that has to do with pitching and writing your pitch deck. So all these training are actually going to be free. All you need to do is just to register on the platform. Jane, I think, will still drop the link again for you in the chat section so that you can take note and advantage of it. So just fill it up. You'll definitely receive a mail once the new cohort is starting. So, like I said, the training is done in cohort and badges. So just apply and you definitely receive the mail for it. So it's very important you take note of that as well. Then, what are your next steps? As always, we do encourage people to go and get more resources, get more knowledge, add more knowledge across so that you get to be more confident about it. So we are all learning. There are no perfect ways to learn. So all you need to do is just keep learning, relearning, and always on learning, right? So we do encourage people, if you are looking for resources, you are looking for materials, you are looking for where to take an online course to understand most of these things we are saying, the link will actually be dropped for you. Learn digital with google.com/ digital skills/ courses. All these particular links help you to go get more resources, more content, more ideas about what we are saying and how to also better adopt that. So you can actually use the link to get most of these resources for free. Take certificate for free to just validate you're actually an expert on it and all of that. So it's very important you do that as well. Now, so if you want to reach us via any of our social media handle, we have the general social media handle for Google Digital Skills for Africa. If you're on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/ digital skills for Africa. And if you're on Twitter, you can simply go to twitter.com/ digital skills AF. And if you're on Instagram as well, you can check us out on Instagram at instagram.com/digital skills AF. So that of Impactor will also be dropped for you in the chat section. So please, you can do well to follow us on any of these platforms that you are currently on. So if you're in any of these platforms, you can just do well to check us out, follow us. And if you have any question, by all means, please send us a message via any of those social media handle and we will try to get you a response to that. So I think we have come to the end of the training for today. If you have question, please you can still ask while I'm still here before I go. So, but nonetheless, thank you very much for leading Women Africa. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming together. And don't forget, we have our training tomorrow. It's going to be by 8:30 South African time, I think. Yeah, Madeline will actually communicate the timing and all the time zone, but in Nigerian time, I guess it should be 8:30 West African time. So that will be communicated to you via the um I think that is the Telegram group. Then you get to receive the link for that as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Thank you very much, Jane, for being an amazing person in the comment section. Thank you very much for moderating this session for me as well. So I think we have come to the end of the session. We get to see you tomorrow. Okay, Madeline said 9:30 South African time. So thank you very much for making clarity on that. So get to see you tomorrow and have a wonderful weekend ahead.